You are at Lake Rant, where I rant about whatever my patrons want me to. You can get one of these by being one of those. This one's for Andrew Soto, and he says, "Hey Digi, rant about asexuality. Include your thoughts on any notable depictions in media, specific characters, or people you know. How do you think shows addressing asexuality could be successfully marketed? Feel free to include thoughts on gender neutral or genderless depictions if you feel there is meaningful overlap. One show that comes to mind is Hoseki no Kuni, but my database knowledge is lacking. Finally, how do you think society could benefit from a higher resolution understanding of one's own sexuality beyond male-female categorical attraction? Cheers." Some of the things you asked in there, I'm not entirely sure the exact connection to, like, like the gender neutral or genderless depictions. I don't know if there's really any connection to asexuality specifically. Asexuality being just, not wanting to have sex with anyone, feeling no sexual urges specifically. It's beyond just not wanting to have sex. You have to not be attracted to anybody. And, you know, the thing about asexuality, I'm sure that there are many, many people who have never felt any sexual attraction in their life. And it's kind of a thing where, I guess it's how could you ever think that you could be attracted to anybody if it has not happened yet? I do think, though, that a lot of the time when people assume themselves to be asexual, they will close themselves off to potentially, like, seeking further understanding of their own sexuality. I have known people who were, self-proclaimed asexual who, did not seem to believe that they were ever going to have sex in their life, who eventually started dating, eventually started having sex, and clearly enjoys it and does it all the time. So it's like, I've known this several cases, actually. At least one of them because of another friend who, knew somebody who the same situation happened with. So it's like, you can continually tell yourself that you are asexual, but, maybe those people were just more in denial about what they were really feeling. Maybe there are some people who've just legitimately never felt anything and it's like confusing and they wish they could. I'm sure there are some people who, are struggling with the problem of not being able to be sexually attracted. I'm sure there's lots of people who, through trauma, don't feel any kind of sexuality anymore. There's probably any number of reasons, but I do think that a lot of the time, some of those reasons could be things that could be worked through. That maybe your understanding of what sex actually is limited in comparison to the possibilities of what it can be for you. Maybe you have had bad experiences before and are afraid of new experiences, even though, like, it's possible that they could be different. And, like, obviously a lot of that trauma could be extremely difficult to work through, and maybe you just will be asexual for the rest of your life. I respect it. I'm not going to tell anybody you need to fuck, but I do think that, like, just from what I've seen, from the few asexual people that I've known throughout my life who, have ended up fucking, I just have to say, keep your mind open, I guess.